A cave sits on the edge of a small island in the west. The entrance sealed off years ago. Inside, the silence is broken only by the drip, drip, drip of water falling upon wet stone. A grinding breaks the silence as the boulders blocking the entrance are moved away one after the other. As the entrance becomes clear, we see a figure silhouetted against the daylight, which now punctures the darkness of the cave. The figure begins to walk forward with purpose towards a stone plinth set in the middle of the cave. Floating above the plinth, illuminated by the light of the sun, is a crystal, which glows with a soft green light. The figure stops briefly before reaching out and touching the crystal with a rusted metal hand. Green lights burst out of the crystal, dancing across the cave, causing small stones to jump and skitter across the floor. Loud roaring echoes off every wall in the cave as though the ocean had come to claim it back to the depths. The lights then coalesce on the finger touching it, moving slowly down the hand and arm of the figure. The light intensifies, throbbing and pulsing in rhythmic patterns. It reaches an apex, becoming almost blinding, before receding back into the crystal. The walls faded back into relative darkness, and the figure which stood before the plinth is motionless with one arm outstretched. The only sound that can be heard is drip, drip, drip. My darling, podcast time.
Wham, wham, wham.
Welcome.
You work harder on that than you do on the vignettes.
No, do you plan those out?
No.
You just wing it.
Actually, there's been a couple that I planned out, but mostly it's just figuring it out. Either way, I'm great. Welcome back, everybody, to Campaign Notes, episode 5. We are here. We are in our recording space.
They never said we'd make it this far.
They never said anything because they don't exist yet.
They don't even know we're a thing.
Take that, family.
So
take that, Dad.
This is the Campaign Notes podcast. I, as always, am your humble DM, Sam, joined by my lovely table of players, which will start from the right this time.
Oh no! Oh, this
Whoa,
time, no time to come up with a gag. I am JP Dasher playing Cyrus Cod.
My name is Andrew Nicholson. I am playing Osramon.
My name is Ross Frady, and I'm playing Kresh.
Matthew Weber playing Rusam.
And we are so happy to have you back. If you are just joining us for the first time, we'll go back and listen to the other episodes, please.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're really
and
great.
You're not going to understand a lot of what's happening otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Lots of high-level humor. Mm-hmm. I would say you have to be like, there's probably like an IQ prerequisite to get a lot of the jokes.
You need to have done some postgraduate work.
It's approximately 3.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not statisticians. Lol.
Hilarious.
Bell curves and such.
Yeah. I don't know what the normal distribution is for our listeners, but I'm pretty sure most of them are real smart. Anyway,
right.
While we're talking
smart enough to go subscribe, like, and comment on iTunes.
Wow. There it is.
Well, iTunes, I actually also found out, this is how behind the times we are. Apparently, it's actually just like Apple Podcasts now.
Oh. Ooh.
No, not like it exists in both. Like you can still find it in iTunes, but if you use Apple Podcasts, which is apparently a thing, or iTunes, go find us, give us a review, and I mean, we'd be happy to hear from you. Any positive feedback only makes us happier, and any negative feedback makes us just real sad.
We'll be ignored.
It makes me angry, and I get motivated to do better.
Yeah,
so.
You use too many swear words, and the filter puts your email right in the trash.
Yeah, and we don't like swears on this show.
Yep.
They're against
the fuck we don't.
our internal beliefs. So while you're out there leaving your lovely comments on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whichever it is.
Or LimeWire.
Catch us on Kazaa.
Why don't you go jump over to campaignnotespodcast.com. And at that, I literally, I was like, I was like, I had to have messed that up. But no, campaignnotespodcast.com. You can find our Twitter and Instagram information there. If you want to start a hashtag, that'd be great because we don't know how.
Yeah.
It's probably hashtag Campaign Notes
It's
Podcast.
a pound sign. I refuse.
Hashtag
You're really hip with the kids.
Come Note Pod.
What if we started using an ampersand instead of a hashtag, and that was like our thing?
Well, that's for the emails.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Got to be careful.
And while we're talking about emails, if you want to get in contact with us, we are campaignnotespodcast@gmail.com. We will also have a place on the website where you can submit questions for us that, who knows, if anyone has something that's particularly enlightening, we might read it on the air. That's an easy way to get people to actually comment. They want to hear their name mentioned.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. If you do send us something and you want us to discuss it on air, you must include in the body of the email that this is okay for broadcast.
Well, which is why if you do want something like that, do it through the website because that'll all be handled.
There'll be like a box to click or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you send us an email and you forget that, no questions asked, we are not going to put it on air. You have to include that in the original email.
Can we type up like an insanely long user agreement?
I mean,
every question
every time
submitted
you-
is like just a 40-page form that you have to agree to.
We could, but
every time you
that
visit.
seems shitty.
You need
Excessive.
a new EULA.
Let's ask her. Let's just see what the lawyer says. We've got one on retainer.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, yeah, checks out.
Close the closet. He's loud.
Slam.
What is he, R. Kelly? Boom.
Wow.
Topical.
Yeah, we're really reaching back for our references now.
2011. Yeah,
And then
Is that 2011?
I think it's older actually.
speaking of musical icons, we want to give a big shout out to Ben Looms over at Sirenscape.
That's right.
The program has done a lot for a lot of people, including providing music and sound that we've used in every episode thus far. Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. And I also just want to give a personal shout out to our own Drew Nicholson, who, if you've enjoyed the intro music and the different outro musics, that was recorded by him. And we all appreciate it. It's one of the few things he's good at.
If you leave comments, please tell them how bad it is.
I was going to say,
it doesn't get too big.
Just let me know if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, please don't tell because I'm so fragile.
The man almost went insane in a hotel room. So please only say nice things.
Lowell, Massachusetts.
Trying to get that recorded for
Not
us.
fun.
So previously on Campaign Notes, y'all had to deal with the kind of aftermath of your actions at the governor's party for the Apprentice Festival, which you did through a couple of really deft roles, which were very disappointing for me, but very good for y'all. And I won't begrudge you that. But here we are now. After leaving the party, you encountered some resistance at Rusam's house. Some bandits, rogues, whatever you want to call them.
Surprisingly unhittable bandits and rogues.
Yeah.
Ninjas.
Some guys who would have been dead about 3 rounds earlier if they had an AC of 15 as opposed to 16.
That's true.
And after making slow work of them,
Very slow.
very slow, you are currently just kind of hanging out outside Rusam's. The Apprentice Festival is looming. I know you were saying you wanted to kind of heal up, so we're going to handle that off air because that's a very kind of slow process, especially when it's not happening in combat. So we'll figure out how that all works out. But is there anything else you want to do before kind of settling down for the night?
I can't remember how the last episode ended. Did we do maybe like a perception or lore check on the insignia or whatever?
I don't think we did.
We found it, and then Star Wipe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we found it, and then the
episode
guitar
ended.
started playing.
I was going to say, Ozermon's going to kind of kneel down over one of the bodies and examine the insignia and look up at everyone else and say, I do not recognize this symbol. If anyone has a good modifier for lore or some sort of check like that.
I have a
maybe.
good modifier for lore alcohol.
Okay. The lore of alcohol.
I don't really think that's going to help here.
You
but
know that this insignia is non-alcoholic.
Wow. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Buckler.
He licked it a bunch and nothing happened.
Mine's lore labor. So
You said that the insignia is a boat with green fire around it. Yeah.
Yes.
Would sailing lore get us anything for that?
You know what? Sure. Why not make a roll?
He's a generous DM.
Hold on. Can I?
Well, never mind.
No, can I give him a bonus? Because as Wissam sees this, he realizes the same symbol is on the book that he found, and his friends have not seen the book, so he will remove the book from the back of his vest, where it's been through this entire combat.
Yep, and narrate the entire thing out loud.
Very secure.
And he's going to show it. And look, I believe the symbol is the same.
Yes, it seems there is some sort of connection between.
I'm colorblind, so I can't tell.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you a +2. We'll count that as him aiding you.
Very nice.
Cool. Well, that was a 13 on the dice with a +2, so 15. And what does it give me?
17?
Plus
2
2
more.
17.
17.
Yeah.
You have no idea what the symbol means.
Oh,
Amazing.
I yank the book out of Rusan's hands and stomp it and shoot it with my crossbow.
All right.
And I probably miss if last episode is any indicator.
The book is now ruined and it cannot be recovered.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Good podcast. If no one has any idea about the insignia, or that's another thing is I know we've gotten ourselves into quite a predicament here with having the Apprentice Festival tomorrow, but also having Jera, the book, is supposed to go back to her. And I don't know if how we should prioritize this.
Clearly, we can't leave the book here because they know where Rusam lives. So, at this point, obviously, this is some sort of cult or society dedicated to whatever historical nonsense is going on in this book. So
obviously.
We need to keep track of it and keep it on our persons. I don't believe there's anywhere safe here in Pradzia besides with us.
Keep it hidden. Keep it protected.
And
just like Harry Potter used to say.
That's right.
Just kill me.
we do not want to turn it over just yet. I believe that would be the wrong choice. I think we need to study it for at least as long as we can.
I don't know that we'll have much chance to study it.
Well, we will have some time this evening, but you are sadly correct, I believe, in that we will not have much time.
Yes, dawn comes early tomorrow, I believe. So if we are to be rested and still have our wits about us, that won't leave much time to look over the book.
Yes.
And at the end of everything, we need to get this back to Jera, but she's the only person that we know of that would have known that we were going after this book.
Is it possible that she could have sent the bandits herself?
Perhaps. Unless somebody else at the party noticed us. I don't know why I'm getting slightly more British every time I talk.
Someone at the party.
That seems very tropey. I don't know if...
What would she have to gain from attacking us when we could just bring it to her?
Less money spent?
Less money. We did all the hard work. She hires some toughs.
She could kill us in her foyer.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People
It's
pay
just
a
weird.
street urchin to take the book to her?
That's good. We could do some weird shit. You boy! You there!
Hi!
It's
Buy
the
the largest goose in the...
It's the same prawn sales.
Can we go find the
Boy.
prawn boy and be like, hey, I need you to hold on to this in your...
You owe me a solid.
after you rip me off.
Yeah, I don't know that we could leave it with anybody. I mean,
I'm not crazy about taking it on the ship with us either.
Yeah, right. Because I feel like, oops, overboard. I want to copy the thing. It's not going to happen. I want to copy the thing.
I just don't think we're ever going to have time to do that.
Yeah, I at least want to skim it and make notes, like
Something.
bullet notes, bullet points, something. But I don't think we're going to have time.
Is there no secret hiding spot anywhere in Rusam's hovel?
What's
What's it look like?
What's what look like?
Your house.
Oh, we already went. That was covered.
I think it was covered and then cut.
Yeah.
It's very basic.
Yeah, there's not going to be anything like it. He's a monk. There's not going to be anything like that in there. He's not clandestine at all. and we can't get it to anybody because somebody's just going to go take it. You know, if we leave it with somebody else, 3 more dudes are going to turn up, and we're going to find this guy murdered the next day.
Well,
Actually,
Uh-oh.
Falco's not going on the boat, is he?
Do you think we could trust him with the book?
He's probably the only person we can trust.
We also run the chance of him being familiar with this area, and he might recognize the insignia, or it being the governor's property. Or
We would gift wrap, package the book. He would not know.
Just tell him it is a family heirloom or some other such shit.
has
this has been Intrigue Book Podcast 2018.
Has anyone looked at the book, into the book? Have you tried reading the book?
Rusam is going to hawk a blood loogie onto the ground. No.
May I?
Did you take the blood loogie?
I did.
He grabbed the loogie.
He stuck it in a tissue in his pocket for later.
I think it would be the best. It seems, unfortunately, to take it with us tomorrow. And if we can trust Falco, then we can, and we can do it. But I don't want to leave it at Rusam's house. So it seems we have one option at this point, and that's to bring it along with us.
Okay.
I agree. Yes.
Everyone high five in the middle now.
Okay, yeah. Yay! You all high five in the middle now?
It sounded like one person clapping his own hands.
No, that's because you were so in sync.
Yes, perfect.
So yeah, what else y'all want to do tonight, or do you just want to close down for the night?
We talked about we did it before we started recording, but just figuring out the healing, just to kind of cut out the monotony of it. But we've healed up, and we're all looking pretty good right now.
The bowl on the doorknob to act as a intrusion detection.
Yep.
At a minimum, I would like to wake up early after my rest period of 6 hours and browse as much of the book as I can, gain as much knowledge from it as I can. I don't know what I'm going to be able to learn in 2 hours, but I figure, or an hour and a half, or whatever it is. Figure, I can spend that time reading.
Sure.
Look for dog-eared pages.
And
stuff
I'd like
that.
to ask if anyone else would like to read this book. I am going to bed. You'll excuse me. I am very hurt. If anyone, he's just going to invite one of you guys to do the same while I'm sleeping, so that maybe we can get additional knowledge out of this.
I think Cyrus is going to try to kind of leaf through this thing before he goes to sleep.
Okay.
Crash is going to grab his great axe and lay on the floor and hug it like a body pillow.
Yep. And
sounds about right.
Ozermon's going to say his prayers to Pharasma and just try to get some Z's.
All right. So the 3 of y'all go to sleep. Cyrus, you stay awake to kind of browse this book. I don't really know
Peruse the tome.
What to make your roll. Honestly,
I mean, is it in common?
It is in common, so maybe just perception. But at the same
wisdom, maybe
I'd say there's a society role, I guess, but I don't really know that that's
religion,
really applicable to
society,
this.
Reading comprehension,
occultism.
I was about to say society could work. But the issue I'm having is you don't know what you're looking for.
Sure.
right?
If anything.
Yeah.
So,
And this is a book about the entire history of the town.
like we were saying earlier, I forget who mentioned it, but could I do like a perception to see if I notice any like worn page edges or like dog ears?
Yeah, sure.
Where it's like
Highlighters.
margin notes.
yeah. Who's got like, oh, this is really good. Like, this is inspirational. All right, we'll call it a 14.
No, you don't notice any dog-eared pages or anything.
Poop.
So yeah, you just kind of leaf through. A lot of this is stuff you kind of already know because it's just describing how Prodzi was founded. So yeah, you don't find anything. If nothing else that sticks out, you learn a couple neato factos about how Prodzi was founded by old Governor James Cal Jr., his father.
Oh, so I hadn't been around very long at all.
Not for too long, but it seems like he also founded him when he was pretty young. So
Sure.
because it kind of describes him leaving behind the the seafaring life and kind of setting up this place that used to be just a very small fishing area and kind of rising to prominence.
All right, cool. Well, I guess with that, Cyrus kind of realizes he's not going to have any revelations this evening, so he'll hunker down and go to bed.
Okay. Night turns into day, and you wake up feeling refreshed and renewed with a little bit of help from your healing friend. You can see the faint glow of a sun that has not yet crested the horizon, and you know that the Apprentice Festival is nigh, but you do have a couple hours before the sun is fully up if you want to do anything.
Yeah, Ozramon is... he was ill-prepared for those ruffians in the alleyway. I was talking with JP on the way over here. I had all my party cantrips ready, but then once we got attacked, I had nothing, so...
You could have messaged them and told them, please stop.
Please stop stabbing me. Stab. Ozramon is going to spend his morning preparing his new cantrips and spells, and basically just kind of getting in the right headspace.
Cool.
Yeah, Rusam's going to attempt a similar perusal of the book, maybe a perception to see if there's anything like hidden in the spine or under the hard, like the glued on page, all that kind of thing.
Sure.
Not good. No, it's not going to be anything. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I fail. It's
Okay.
like 10.
Yeah, you fail.
Sounds like I'm the one that tells you fail. You don't say
I rolled lower than...
You turn the book upside down and shake it, and nothing comes out.
It separates from the boards.
I was gonna say it separates from the binding, and now you just have a loose leaf book.
Hey, that could make it easier to hide.
Yeah, I wish.
Just partially destroy it.
I didn't figure a 10 would give me anything.
It didn't.
Well, Cyrus is going to do something similar to Ozzy over there. Just getting his spells ready for the day.
Okay.
Doing his little like ablutions. Getting his Gazre worship out of the way. And yeah, he's good to go.
All right.
Crash is going to scour Rusam's house for every speck of food that he can find, because he needs all of it.
Okay. You find an old piece of jerky and a piece of like hard bread.
Slim Jim and a bag of Lay's chips.
Yeah, and a pail of water.
How do you even live?
He's a monk.
Look, more lambus bread.
It's good for you. All right. Well, if everyone is all read up, eaten up, spell preparationed up.
Got my spells ready, Sam.
All right.
Ripped.
Then are we ready to adjourn to the southern part of Prodzia where this thing's being held?
I'll wrap the book in an oilskin before
That's
we go.
exactly what I was about to ask.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right.
Makes it easier to...
Yeah. Small backpack kind of a thing. Or keister it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, you
Use that old monk prison pocket.
open the door and start heading out that way. When you open the door, it explodes.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
We should check for traps.
Yeah.
The bowl clatters to the ground. We all roll for initiative.
Well, attack each other.
So, yeah, you,
My ready in action, I'm sorry.
you start to head down that way. You're passing by. There's some merchants who are starting to open up their stalls for the day. You can see there's a little bit of traffic, but, I mean, most people either aren't awake because they don't have to be down there as early or are just kind of milling about. You can see, though, as you start to approach the kind of central market area, the number of people starts to increase as you start to also see the witch flying by.
It's a street dog.
Is it more dogs?
Is that what that is?
I don't know.
That's what Sirenscape says. Dogs.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Sirenscape on that one.
You see a dog that has swallowed a chipmunk. It has a weird bark.
You've obviously never heard of wharf dog.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And so as you approach, you can see the number of people starts to increase. The density is getting a little bit more. You can start to see a little bit of like flags hanging up, a little bit of streamers and celebratory music starts playing, a little bit of some colorful ribbons here and there. And yeah, you arrive. You can see basically the scene as it's laid out before you has a couple of large kind of bleachers set off to the side. They're made out of wood though, because boats and shit. Yeah. There's a central platform that currently doesn't have anyone standing on it, and in front of that you can see there are 4 large shapes currently covered in black tarp. And you can see kind of the other masters and apprentices and their crews are there. And as you walk up, Falco sees you and just kind of, "Hey guys, we're over here." And Goomp is standing with him, waves a large hand as you approach.
How's old Goompy looking the morning after?
Looks a little bit tired, but other than that, still very sturdy.
My man.
Not as bent out of shape as we all expected.
Yeah.
Falco
Goomp is ready to go.
Goomp and Falco, it is wonderful to see you again. Goomp, I'm glad you're appearing much more spry this morning.
Absolutely. I slept it off in the morning. Had a couple of chances to get Devil out. Now feel right as raindrop.
Well, I hope you're prepared to win today, because I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty good as well.
I am prepared. I hope all of you have good time aboard vessel.
You know what I just thought about? The only time
No,
we've ever
what
seen
did you think
Goomp is in
about
very
Andrew
like
Nicholson?
the only times we've ever seen Goomp is in extremely physically compromised situations. We've never gotten like 100% Goomp before. So,
I don't know about you. I got thrown around at a damn dance.
That was 110%.
Yeah, that was 110. That was going the other way. But we've never seen like Goomp like, without alcohol or food poisoning.
That's true.
We want raw Goomp.
Yeah.
Raw Goomp.
Little do you know, Goomp, without any of that.
Talks like this.
I was going to say, just kind of talks out here.
My name is Goomp.
Howdy.
Hello, gentlemen. The name is Goomp.
That's just Cyrus's voice.
I sit at this table. I can only speak in 2 voices. All right.
Yeah, me too.
There you go.
If I'm lucky. Yeah, so I really appreciate you guys coming down and agreeing to help out with this. You guys are top notch. I love it.
It's absolutely no problem, Falco. We have a responsibility to see Goomp achieve his greatest wishes with this, with this festival.
Hey, if I didn't know more, I'd think you were trying to make up for some bad deed you'd done.
Absolutely not.
No, definitely no feelings of guilt.
We simply have his best interests at heart.
All right, we've done that joke a few times. We can leave that one behind.
time.
But yeah, sun's about to come up. We're about to get started. Once we do, they'll explain the course. You can already see there's some stuff floating out there that y'all have to tackle, but we won't know until old Governor What's-His-Face comes out and gives us the instructions.
Well, is there anything we can be doing in the meantime to help prepare and get ready?
I mean, you got on your waterproof slippers?
Ozerman looks down at his totally not waterproof footwear.
Waterproof anything?
Yes, I suppose so.
Sweet, then you're all set. We just gotta wait. It is time for the festival to begin!
I can't believe you learned to play the trumpet just for this.
Yeah, I'm a dedicated...
That's exactly.
I have the governor pegged as like a character out of a Mel Brooks movie so far. That's kind of like what I'm working with. The horns and the super official voice and everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, just an observation.
Okay.
And this is like an inherited governorship.
Yeah.
I didn't vote for him.
If the apprentices and crews could please stand in front of their vessels, and we will commence with the reveal and judging. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. I'm really happy. This is awesome. So you kind of follow Falco and Goomp over in front of one of the black tarpid figures.
Tarpa-lined.
you kind of assume are the ships. And they start going down the line. You see there's a group of kind of helpers, essentially event staff, that kind of pull the tarp off of one of them and pull it down. You can see this is the one that Bobby Keel is standing in front of. And you can see emblazoned on the side, it says the Flying Pig in nice gold lettering.
Very nice.
It's a fairly wide ship that is built from, it's solid wood from what you can tell, but it's a little bit chunky. Like the planks aren't exactly thin or sleek.
Like Bobby himself.
Yeah, it's very. It looks
missing
very
the finesse.
utilitarian. It's got two masts. The larger of which has a crow's nest at the top. It's got your standard kind of wheel at the aft of the ship.
Okay.
It's like, oh yes, the Flying Pig, a lovely name. Let's see the next one. Whoosh, and the event staff pull off this one.
Flames.
And basically, because this is Arson's ship, Roy's boy.
It's got
Pile of
pyrotechnics.
Whoosh,
Burnt to the
big,
ground
big,
overnight.
yeah, there's a fireball that goes off. Fireball.
I could do that if you'd like.
No, that's okay. And you can see emblazoned on the side, it says Burner's Breath. This one it's a much kind of sleeker ship. The profile is much thinner. You can tell that it's been crafted with a little bit more kind of design sense in mind. It doesn't look very strong, but it looks like it would be fast. It's got one main mast. It's in the middle. It's got a large dark crimson sail that is currently rolled up at the top of it. And it's got one smaller sail that's on a mast near the front. And you can see Arson just kind of like nod, and you can see his crew behind him. They're just kind of standing there like, yeah.
They all nod in unison
Yep.
as well.
Ooh, quite the pleasing vessel, young Arson. Hopefully you won't be burning up the course out there. Whatever.
Boo! Governor, boo!
Hey, no booing, young man.
A little dude runs off.
Now, let's see the next one. And whoosh, as the event staff pull off the tarp on Juniper's ship, and you can see emblazoned on the side, it says, "The Wouldn't You Like to Know?"
Oh, my.
Cheeky.
Oh, Juniper.
Is a large ship. It's about the size of Bobby Keel's, but you can tell it's a little bit more kind of put together. Everything just looks a little bit more sleek, but it's probably the biggest out of the four from what you've seen thus far. And it has a single giant main mast that looks like it's been kind of, the sail looks like it's been cobbled together from a couple different pieces of canvas and cloth, and it looks like that's basically it. It doesn't look like the most impressive ship, but it is huge. And then they come to the fourth one that y'all are standing in front of with dear old Goomp and Falco.
Ozermon is so excited.
He's going to be the beater of all the ships. Like, if the other three are like a Maserati, an F-150, and whatever the fuck Bobby's is supposed to be.
A Ford F-150.
Yeah. Then this one's just going to be like a 1973 fucking whatever.
Volkswagen thing.
Volkswagen.
Do you remember those?
It's going to be a Geo. This is going to be a 1973
Oh, no.
Geo.
Metro Geo.
Yeah, but it's got the anti-rust coating on the bottom, so you're good. Don't worry about
It's
it.
important on a ship.
Yeah.
It's like the rabbit with multicolored panels.
I think Cyrus is definitely like chewing his knuckle, waiting for the cover to come off this thing. Like, what the fuck do we have to deal with?
As the event staff pull down the black tarp, you see it's a sturdy ship that's built from a dark wood. Rusam, you actually recognize the wood as Cetaphus wood, which comes from the northern end of Pradzia from the tree farms up there.
No shit.
It has a single large main mast with a crow's nest, as well as a smaller mast that is located near the front. And as opposed to the other three ships, it actually has a set of oars that are sticking out from the side of it.
What?
Sweet.
You can see
I
kind
did
of
not sign up for manual labor.
you can see holes that
Yes,
go
you literally did.
I literally did. Yeah.
into the hole itself, and that's kind of where the oars are are stationed.
What's the name?
The name emblazoned on the side is
Sam's already smiling.
is Goomp Ship 1.
Amazing.
Well, I know who named it.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Goomp grins.
Well
Is
done,
it
Sam.
just
Well done.
a crude self-portrait of Goomp, a picture of a boat, and a number 1?
My pride and joy.
I was kind of hoping it'd be like Goomp went through like 7 iterations of it first, so it's like Goomp Ship 1.7.
1.7. You think Goomp knows how to use points?
That's the only thing he does know how to
I
use.
think Goomp grasps a versioning control system.
Yeah.
Now, all of these ships look fantastic. Tremendous job, apprentices. We will have our inspectors go and look at what you've done, and in the meantime, I will explain to you what your challenges are today. First things first. You will set off from the start line, which is located here, and you will go to your platform. Each of you has an individual platform out in the sea. They have been labeled. Do not take other people's platforms. Please. When there, you must pull up a weighted container. This container has a flag in it. Upon receiving the flag, you must then raise it up the flagpole that is located on your platform. Once you have done this, you may leave to the second obstacle, which is a slalom, if that word exists.
That's fine.
There are different gates which you must pass through with your ship in a weird and circuitous pathway which will test your sailing mettle. Just also out of game, how y'all see those.
Uh-huh.
I forget 3 is a little bit further out. Is that?
No, everything's where it's supposed to be. But you're basically trying to pass between the 2 small circles. So, like, where I have the numbers drawn, that's open water. That's just telling you where to go.
That's where the boat go.
The small circles, those little dash marks, the arrows, are telling you the direction you have to go through them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Upon making your way through the 5 gates, you will arrive at the Shrine of the Silver Monkey.
Oh, wow. What a deep cut.
I just realized the voice I was doing. If you drop the bass down a little bit. There is a final platform where one member of your crew must swim out 60 feet, retrieve a parcel, bring it back. Then you must race to the finish. First to cross the finish line with their parcel will win the day. Huzzah! Now, if there are no questions, we must begin the Apprentice Festival Race!
Crowd noises.
There's like 15 people in the crowd going like, "Go Orson! Oh my god!" You hear nobody yelling good
Yeah, but
things
like-
for Juniper.
Goop Ship 1.
Goop ship what? Goop ship what?
But yeah, like y'all don't have any questions or anything.
That seems fairly straightforward.
Sorry, just for clarification, you said the arrows point toward the direction you're supposed to go to the next point. So, like,
No. Those
Direction
are
you have
pass
to move
through.
through. It's monodirectional.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a gate.
the way you have to go, and we'll put the a picture of this map on our
The Gram.
something social media.
We'll put that up on
It
LimeWire
scares
also.
me.
There will be an image online that you can refer to.
Twitter.
Then, if everyone is ready, board your vessels and be ready to begin the Apprentice Festival. Yay! All right, so at this point, y'all just want to hop on the ship?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
How do we know? Is there like a starting, not pistol, but do they make a? Some guy goes bang.
Yeah, a guy yells
Yeah.
bang on the
Yeah,
beach.
a guy yells bang.
I don't know what they did before guns.
Or actually,
They generally yelled go.
I'm sorry. This is
Cannon.
This is my fault. Before anyone gets on the ship, you've got all the apprentices and the crews lined up. At this point, Amira, actually, the governor's daughter, comes out and she starts to go down the line and she starts casting a spell on each person. and you can see that it essentially puts a little bit of a shimmering barrier around everyone. And the governor kind of elaborates. Now, as we know, this can get a little bit heated and violent, and we don't want any bloodshed. Therefore, my daughter will be providing you with some protection. Though, be careful, because sustain enough damage and you might wish you had been stabbed in the gut. Ha 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 ha.
Ozramon screams bloody murder at the witchcraft that's been set upon him.
No, it's okay. It's an easy spell. Just let me. Sure.
And you go, whoa, and suddenly he's evil and starts attacking us. Roll initiative.
Pull out my crossbow and shoot Rusam in the face.
And basically, if any of our magic users want to do an Arcana check, you can do so, and I'll kind of illuminate what the spell is actually doing.
Sorry, Gus is trying to pull over my
Nat 2 with my modifier, a 0.
Okay.
Amazing.
No, that's
We both rolled poorly.
that's a 9, also 4. So that's gonna be a 7.
Okay, yeah. Y'all don't know what it is, but
Arcana is dog shit.
judging by the governor's statement, it's some sort of shielding spell. So yeah, do y'all want to get on the ship now?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'm gonna ask Falco. Falco, you have done this before. Do you know what this magic we have been imbued with is?
Oh yeah. So they had to start doing this, especially once Amira came of age and kind of came into her magic powers. Because it used to be that let's just say the apprentice that made it to the end, they were a little bit of a bloody mess. And so all this is a little bit of protection, especially from your projectiles, things like that. But at a certain point, if it gets damaged enough, be ready.
Excellent. Does it also allow you to breathe underwater by chance?
No.
Cool, because I prepared air bubble, and I was going to be extremely pissed if it allows you to breathe underwater, so that's good to know.
You know what? Now that I think about it,
Shut up, Sam!
No, this is Falco talking. Don't you hear my voice?
You shut up too, Falco! Yes, that sounds wonderful. Thank you for explaining it.
I want to breathe underwater.
Well, depending on what happens, Goomp, we might make that happen.
I could see all the pretty fish.
Yes, well,
I named one Goomp fish.
So, Goomp, are you ready to get on the ship and get started?
You see him kind of, he pulls a sash off of his waist and ties it around his forehead.
Cool.
His pants fall down.
Let's do this!
He picks up Crash by the shirt collar
And tears him in half.
Wraps him around his head.
It's time to win. Are you ready, crew?
I suppose so, Goomba.
I need more energy, Crash.
Okay. Yes, Goomba.
I know it's hard to do with your voice.
It's very difficult, but okay.
Let's go.
My captain, my captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I am the very model of a modern English.
I am ready, Goomp. Let us do this.
So he kind of climbs up at the top, and as you follow behind him, as you get a better look at the actual ship itself, you can see that it seems to be set up fairly standard as far as sailing ships you've seen, where the mast has, or the main mast has the largest sail, the smaller mast in front has a smaller one. But what the unique thing about Goomp ship is once you open up the hatch that goes down into the hull, you can see that there is a seat where the two oars are stationed, and Goomp kind of turns to you and he's like, "This where Goomp will be.
Nice.
Give me word and I will row. I can row faster than any wind might take a ship. This is secret weapon. This is how we destroy competition.
Goop is the weapon.
And we will destroy the competition.
Rusam will turn to Goomp and hold the book out and say, Goomp, I have a good luck charm for you. I would like you to keep this safe below decks with you. Perhaps if that is possible.
For you, anything. Nowhere safer in Prodzia than with Goomp.
Good. That's right.
And then as you kind of look around the hole, you can also see outside of the seat with the oars, there's also some repair supplies. You can see some ropes, some buckets, hammers, loose pieces of wood, just in case anything gets damaged and needs to be kind of repaired on the fly. And yeah, all we need now is to figure out who's going to do what.
Oh, Lord.
And this is a good time to bring up the naval combat rules. So, when we were kind of conceptualizing this campaign, and we knew it would be a lot of kind of seafaring and piratey stuff.
Things.
Piratey thing.
Yes.
We looked at both the Pathfinder default kind of ship rules as well as one specific house rule that someone had made, a kind of a house rule set. And I wasn't super satisfied with either one because specifically I wanted to involve things that would make it harder to steer a ship than, say, move a character in combat. Because, as we all know, you can't just decide, oh yeah, I'm going forward, so now my ship is moving diagonally, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. And I also wanted a way to incorporate wind direction. And so we figured out a system that essentially uses the number of sails and the direction of wind to provide consistent motion forward within some reason. Like you will be able to use the rudder to adjust basically from, for example, if you're heading north, diagonal to a northeast and then to an east, et cetera, et cetera. But the main thing is, depending on the number of sails you have down when the round turns over, you will move that number of spaces forward, depending on the direction of your ship and the direction of the wind. So if you're sailing with the wind, you will move further forward. If you're sailing against it, you will move less than you would have otherwise. And we did a little bit of beta testing with this on our own, and it seemed to work pretty well. At the very least, I was happy with it. I was happier with it than the original rules, just because it made it feel more like actually using a ship on the ocean.
You actually had to like kind of think a few moves ahead,
exactly,
rather than just a 90-degree turn like you're in a rally car or something.
A spaceship.
Yeah.
And so we were going to be using that, which means, for example, in Goomp's ship, there are 2 sails. So if both sails are down, you will be moving 2 squares each turn.
Okay.
That is with no wind interference.
Okay, gotcha.
If the wind is with you, you'll be moving 4. If it's against you, you'll be moving 1. And these are also these are rules that might be in flux a little bit, because I've considered also making it where the main mast doubles your speed. But we'll
play with that as we go.
We'll play with that as we go. And these are also smaller ships, and so I'm okay with it being a little bit more limited. In y'all's case, because you have the element of Goomp.
The G element.
The Goomp.
The G
If you give him the order to row, that will add 4 squares to your movement.
Shit.
Oh, Lord.
There's a lot of Goomp.
Goomp wasn't playing when he talked about that secret weapon.
That was not a boast.
And this is also something I want to mention, because I don't want it to sound like, because that sounds super OP. At the same time, I've talked to the guys about this, but I do want to mention it on the airwaves. This was not set up so that the party would end up with Falco and Goomp. I had these ships prepared. They all have a little bit of different stuff. had they not gravitated in that direction, they would be on one of the other ships and doing other things. This ship would still have these same rules.
I am happy with the one we ended up on.
Yeah,
As am I.
Maybe.
I think we get.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few that sound. There's a few ships that sound like technologically speaking. When you were giving
I'm
the
worried about
breakdowns.
Pyro Boy.
Our ship has heart. I can take care
That's
of
right.
Pyro Boy.
Just think about the boxcar race and the Little Rascals.
I'm glad we're with Goomp. I love Goomp.
Yeah.
But
I'll say I'm really glad we're with Goomp and not Arson.
Arson. That's a little
Didn't even talk to him.
3-edgy 5 me. You know what I mean?
saying.
Yeah.
He might be a nice guy. You guys don't know.
He's
the
got
only one
really-
you
he's
never talked to.
He's the sweetest person
He's
ever.
got really douchey hair though, so
It's red, so obviously.
yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, it's
Evocative.
I literally set him up for
You've
the joke.
offended 40%
All right.
of this podcast.
So now that we've gone over that, and these are rules that we can absolutely publish if anyone's interested in seeing them. We've got them all nicely typed up. Thanks, JP, for that. You made a real nice little chart. We will get going if y'all are ready.
Do it.
Yeah, let's do this shit.
Let us do it.
All right. So, who wants to be where?
What are our real options here right now?
So
Besides just Crow's Nest.
you've got
Dibs.
the crow's nest, but you also need someone who is actually piloting the ship. So manning the helm, getting that wheel turning, as well as people that will be able to communicate with Goomp, as well as if you need to cut the sails or pull them down, you'll be able to essentially communicate and determine how you want to do that before the round ends. I'm not going to do this in initiative order because I think that would be really tedious to do.
Sure.
We're gonna just kind of figure out what everyone wants to do, and that's going to happen once that's been decided.
I really wish that I kept a message prepared.
Oh, well.
I did.
You did? Oh,
yeah.
thank God.
Yeah, because I thought about it some more, and I was like, actually, that could be handy, like shooting messages below deck and stuff. But I was going to ask, for the different stations like Crow's Nest or Wheel, are those specific to an ability or anything like that? Like perception for Crow's Nest? Or
Crow's Nest would be perception. Generally speaking, as far as raising and lowering, if you have experience on ships, which I believe is just Rusam and Cyrus,
Yeah.
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 they would be able to, bring the sails up and down without any issue. I wouldn't even make them roll for it. If either of y'all two, being Ozramon and Kresh, try to do it, I would make you do dexterity save or checks.
Okay.
Just because I don't think it's... I mean, I could make them do dexterity checks, but the check would have to be so low that it wouldn't...
Why even? Because they can probably do that stuff in their sleep anyways.
If nothing else, I might make them do it just in case of a critical, fail.
Just to see if they duff it.
Well, because, maybe the rope slips out of their hand
Okay.
and something like that, but the check will be lower for them. I can tell you that.
Cool.
I think Kresh is either going to be delivering messages to Goomp or being at the helm. There's no reason. Obviously, Cyrus has the... between Cyrus and Ozramon, because apparently we've talked about this before,
Crow's Nest.
they have the kibosh on the Crow's Nest, and fucking with the sails is just that's not something Kresh really needs to be doing, honestly.
I mean, it sounds, same way with Ozramon.
Rusam is good handling sails.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? You want to roll off for the helm?
What's your perception, Cyrus?
It's a 2.
Mine's a 4.
Take the Crow's Nest.
Yes.
All right.
This time.
So
I forgot my voice for a second. I was going to say thank you, Cyrus, but it was going to come out as Andrew's voice and not Ozramon's.
Thank you, Cyrus.
Thanks, Cyrus.
Thank you, Cyrus.
All right, so you scurry up the crow's nest. Who's taking the helm?
well, it's between me and Cyrus at this point.
Kresh or Cyrus?
Rochambeau you for it. Oh, that's a paper
go.
over
I was
rock.
going to say that was
Also, in this
Everyone's
world,
terrified of steering the ship.
in this world is called row ship bow.
Oh, it's more clever than I
Boom,
like.
boom, boom.
All right.
Gross.
All right. Well, I suppose I will take the helm then.
I have no problems communicating
Actually,
with Goomp.
you're much more stout than I am. How about if I just relay messages to our friend?
That is
on the
fine.
deck?
That is perfectly okay.
So Cyrus is in kind of the easy spot. That's fine.
Well, which also means you can help out with different challenges or with
Unfurling and furling.
I'm the man on the deck.
Being the target that gets shot at.
It also.
I was gonna say, not to mention any sort of like, if we want to kind of run interference on other ships and stuff.
I am well equipped to do that.
Yeah,
So it leaves you as the only person that you can do ranged abilities. I can't.
Sure.
So it's one of those
Yeah,
things.
that makes sense.
and you have the reach,
Yeah,
the reach feat
I
already.
can do that reach spell.
Ozermon's happy. He's jumping up and down and runs to the what's this called? The aft, and he goes up to the crow's nest.
no, that's the ass.
The ass of the ship.
This is it's wildly appropriate because Ozermon doesn't know anything about sailing, and neither does Andrew Nicholson. So
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
it's going to be very easy to RP this one.
That's what's going to be great about Crash doing it is that Ross Frady also knows nothing about sailing.
Even better.
So then he gets to yell, "Turn left."
Hard to port.
Hard port, yeah.
Hard port.
Hard
let me just
port.
let me
Hard
go ahead and
port?
write this down.
Because that sounds much because hard port, that sounds like you're a southern guy who's like, oh man, you got all the sweet wine out of that.
Yeah.
Whereas hard to port, that's some sailor lingo right there. Yeah, port's left, starboard's right.
Yeah, we'll see about
Aft is front, and the booty is the back.
Yeah, booty's the back.
Got it.
booty.
Actually, too much booty in this.
Damn, too much booty in the back. All right.
booty.
Yeah, I mean, Ozermon's going to go ahead and crawl up to the crow's nest and ready to roll.
Is everyone ready?
Yeah, Crash is gonna go ahead and hop on the helm and just be like, "Goomp, we are ready. Cyrus, tell Goomp we're good to go."
Let us fire the shit off.
Let's go. Once they give us the starting signal. Apprentices, at your marks. And go! It's Goomp time!
We all just get thrown off our feet as we.
Yeah. Ozermon falls out of the crow's nest.